Hi, it's David Beebee for Sound Effects Premier in Ormskirk. I'm here at my home studio today to give you a demo of the recently released JHS Pedals 80 Plus, which is the latest iteration of the Andy Timmons signature Overdrive pedal. Now, I've been genuinely excited for the release of this because for the last couple of years I've been running the original 2016 version of the AT pedal on my pedal board, which is just down here out of sight at the moment. And I've used it in a whole variety of settings for that awesome Marshall in a box tone, both recording and for live. I got to play with this a little bit at NAMM in the Noisy Guitar Hall, which is obviously not the best environment for checking out the pedals. So really excited to get this through the door to put it through its paces and see how it stacks up against the original. JHS say that the core sound of the pedal is identical to the 2016, and I'll plug it in and go through the features and sounds with you in a moment. But the main update for this 2018 version is this independent switchable boost feature, of which you can use it to get more out of the settings and sounds that you have it set to of the pedal itself, give it more gain, or you can use it independently to interact with any other pedal on your board, or indeed the front end of your amp. So I'll plug it in and take you through the features and sounds. Okay, so starting at the top left, we've got volume and drive, fairly self-explanatory. Along the bottom, we've got an EQ and air control, and this is what makes this pedal really quite cool in my opinion, in that it can work with a very clean pedal platform. Many pedals that are trying to do this same kind of job have an EQ or maybe an involved 3-band EQ, but this strikes the nice balance between having just an EQ control and then a very sort of top-end shaping control, which is what the air does. And I find that you can really get that to interact well with almost any kind of amp. So engage the pedal. And I'm on the bridge pickup here, and I get this tone. So I've kind of got the volume tiny bit more than unity, and the drive just under 12 o'clock. And if I switch between the bridge to the neck, so I've got neck single coils now. You can really hear this dynamic element that this pedal's got. Back to the bridge, I haven't changed any settings. And that's what Andy was really going for within the design of the first version of this pedal, is to get an incredibly responsive Marshall sound in a box that you can put onto a clean platform. So regardless of how bright or dark your amp is, that air control is really going to enable you to tailor it to work with your setup. So if I go through some of the dials, if I just chug an E, so if I do the drive, so right off. So plenty of gain, a great sweep there. The EQ is the general tone shaper. And then the air control is that real top end. And by combining those together, you can really get this to work well with your setup. So then that brings us to the boost feature. Now this is, as I said before, independently selectable. So you can have the clean tone of your amp. And set the boost to where you like it, and as far as I'm aware, it's a bit of a dirty boost. You can hear that. It's not particularly clean or... So that's just the boost going onto the amp. So if I now engage the drive, the main drive of the pedal, the boost is going to take over from where the main drive side is leaving off. So if I engage that, but it's very versatile, as I say, because you can just stack it with whatever else you've got on your board, or indeed just kick the front end of your amp up a notch with it too. What I was finding is, I was doing this with other pedals anyway, I would find that I would get the sound. So if I just go to where I would usually set this, so volume there, ignore the boost, let's take that off, and then just set the tone controls to where I would set them. So this should, in theory, and I'll test this a little bit later, be very close to the original pedal of where I would set it for my tone with it. And then what I was doing is then using another boosting pedal, more of a clone type pedal, to just take it up a notch. With this new version, it's got it built in. So you can get a great chunky rhythm sound that you like, or a nice heavy sound, and then also have your lead sound in the same pedal. Okay, so what I haven't talked about yet is this 3-position toggle switch here. Now this is really cool, in that what JHS say is that it gives you like an approximation of different wattages of different amps. So in the center position where I'm running it now, this is what they call the most open setting, in that it's like a 100-watt amp. It's going to give you the most headroom, the least compression, and least amount of gain, but the dynamic response is insane. Listen to this. So if I set the gain a little bit higher. So I'm on the neck pickup of, with a single coil, and listen to this. If I roll the volume down, that is incredible. If you flick it up, you're going to get the most compressed and least headroom. This is what they call the 25-watt mode. So you get a lot of volume drops, so you'd have to compensate. But you're going to get the most gain and shred out of this. So all the kind of lead lines become much easier in theory. but less of a dynamic response when you do the volume thing. It's still great, but you know, it's that is to give you the full-on. That's the horn sign. And then if I flick it down into the bottom position, that's I guess in theory splitting the difference with what they call the 50-watt mode. So yeah, you will get an increase in volume. So back down and. All three positions equally useful, but I do tend to, for myself, keep it in, certainly for live use, keep it in the middle position because it's just so amp-like and responsive. As I say, you can go with one setting, especially on the original pedal without the boost, you can have it set really quite gainy, like I was saying. And then just off the volume knob, and I do have a treble bleed on this guitar as well, like Timmons does on his Ibanez, which helps with this actually as well. If you've got a treble bleed on the volume, you retain some of that high end. Go to humbucker on the neck. Awesome. Okay, so those are the main features of both the original and the updated of the pedal. So what I'm going to do now is quickly throw it on the pedal board and just out of curiosity really, see if I can match the identical settings and flip between them with my pedal switcher. Okay, so see you there. Okay, just to satiate my own curiosity, I decided to throw the new AT Plus on the board next to my original 2016 AT pedal and just set them identical to how I would usually use the pedal without the boost function, and just flip between them using the Boss, they're both plugged into my Boss ES8, and yeah, see how close I can get it. So here's the 2016 with my settings in the 100-watt position with the toggle switch. And quickly change over to the new pedal. So I reckon it's very, very marginal. I think there's slight more volume in the new one, unless I've got it tweaked. Yeah, maybe there's. Yeah, in fact, there's slightly less volume on the Plus itself, but it's giving more ever so slightly. But yeah, the core tone is pretty much bang on identical. But yeah, it's maybe a slight volume difference. Other than that, yeah, the same. And yeah, oh, let's just try boosting the original with the boost of the new one. So the original at a lower gain setting. Yeah, very cool. The only thing I would have changed about the original pedal is exactly what JHS have added on this 2018 version. The fact that it's an independent boost means you could, if you liked the way that works with your other setup, you could do away with the boost off your board and save some space. And if you're after that Marshall in the box type tone, you could do far worse than check this out. This is amazing. I love the tone of this box. Yeah, and I definitely see one of these in my future, maybe for the travel board or something. Yeah, these are available now at Sound Effects Premiere in Ormskirk. And my name's David Beebee. Until next time, bye-bye.